Alright, back in the carport garage today, and we're going to drill an 1/8 inch NPT for the wastegates off the turbo housing. And I think I'll go right there where the D's at. And I ordered this when I was doing Christopher's transmission, because I put some NPT fittings, 1/8 inch NPT fittings in his car. And it requires a 2164 drill bit. That's what we got. So let's drill our hole right there. Alright, so when you're tapping these NPT threads, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it's tapered downhill. And if you tighten these up too tight, I mean, probably have to use a breaker bar or something, but you'll crack stuff. So when it goes in the hole, it seals by the taper. It goes deeper and deeper, it gets wider and wider, and then it tightens up. Now, the reason I mention that is when you tap this hole, you got to be mindful of that, because if you tap it too deep, the taper will be too far down inside here, and this will never tighten up. It'll just, so you got to tap it and then screw this in and make sure it's going to tighten up on itself until you get the depth that you want. So just keep that in mind. And here's what the tap looks like for them. On that 1/8 NPT 27, I guess that's the thread count. But like I said, see how that's tapered? So if I ran that all the way down in the hole, all the way through and then back out, this would never tighten up on itself. It tightens up within that taper, and you want it to tighten up about midway through, or however deep you want it to go. So we'll tap this some, then we'll check it. Then we'll tap it some and we'll check it. But I don't want this to tighten all the way up and hit the threads, or not the threads, but the bolt itself. We want it to tighten up before it reaches up here. So, and I'm actually going to tap this one to where it's just flush with the inside of here. That's where I want to put it. And because these T-handles beyond suck to use for tapping stuff, I bought this little handy dandy little kit. It fits all different sizes of taps in the top there, and then it's got your so you can use your ratchet on the other end. Very helpful. They work way better than the T-handles. When you tap this, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, I went a little crooked, but oh well. You know, in a little and then out, in and out, in and out. You know, go in about, 3/4 turns and come out 2/4 turns, in, etc. Rinse and repeat. Don't just force it all the way down in there. Alright, we made it about that far, so we're going to pull it out and check our bolt. Seeing just like that, almost went too far. It tightened up right there. So, you gotta be mindful of that. You don't want it to go all the way down. So you gotta tap a little and tap a little bit. Right there. I can get more tightness with, but I can probably tighten it up with a wrench and it's going to hit there, but it's tight enough that it's going to seal. But I actually went farther with that than I wanted to go. So you got to be mindful of that. That's how you tap 1/8 inch NPT, and that's the way we're going to tap it for the turbo. Now I got the push lock kit coming, where 1/8 inch NPT that screws in here, and then it'll come out and it'll have where you can just push the 1/4 inch hose in. And those wastegates, they're 1/8 inch NPT too, so I can put those on the wastegate and just run on the lines. But tomorrow we're going to take all this stuff and get it welded. We're going to get a bung welded for the wideband O2 sensor, Get a bung welded for the blow-off valve and the intake air temperature sensor. And then we can put all that back on tomorrow. And then when that kit comes, we can screw that in, put that back on, and yeah, we'll get more videos.